All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Glad you're with us on the daily broadcast coming to you from, where are we? Oh, yeah, the Raiderland World Headquarters tonight. Everybody getting in on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. 4th of July coming up this weekend. You're going to be cooking out, you're going to be grilling, you're going to be doing stuff. You need things, you need food, charcoal, lighter fluid, ice. Oh, yeah, and the meat and the stuff like that. Yeah, they got all that at United. But don't delay, don't wait. Lay in your provisions early. Be a pro, be a professional about it and get it done early in the week so you're not scrambling. All right? That's all we ask for you out of Raiderland. Just be professional. Tonight, we got a lot of different things going on. Your favorite Texas Tech football storylines right now. The most intriguing storylines about this team. What is it as we go into July, the month of July, where it's speculate, percolate, think, try not to hate, and all that stuff? What intrigues you the most? What storyline is overblown to you about this Tech team? Now we got that. It's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. Recap the weekend, the stuff you liked, the stuff you hated, the stuff you had to turn away from. Other Big 12 news. It is Jake, not Jason. Jake Ratliff looks to be moving on from BYU at quarterback after allegations of sexual misconduct. Never reached, and today the charge is not dropped, but now there's not going to be anything, yet he still violated the honor code. And unlike some schools in College Station that have an honor code, BYU actually has one. And if you have the premarital sex and you admit to it, you got to go away for a while. So he gets 7 games. I saw somebody saying earlier today, is this a coward's way out? I don't know. But he's leaving BYU, it looks like. And that does impact one of the better teams in the Big 12. Not finally, but also we continue our Talking Baseball series. Today, greatest second baseman, your favorite second baseman of all time. I'm here to tell you, it's Ryan Sandberg. We don't need to have any other discussions. And last but not least, and this one may be the most interesting thing, and you guys are going to have to be freaking deadly honest with us. I mean, straight up honest, no judgment, but straight up honest. What is your fireworks budget this year? How much money are you going to spend on fireworks? And I'll say again, I'm not going to, hey, to each their own, all right? Whatever you want to do. It's sort of like, how much money are you going to spend at the fair? But it still boggles my mind how much money people spend every year on fireworks. This is like not an underground economy, but it really, and I mean, we're seeing around West Texas and the South Lanes neighborhood shows that are costing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 going on 30, 45 minutes straight. What are you guys spending out there? What is your budget? Be honest. It's okay if that's your deal. If you love, I mean, maybe, instead of going on vacation or, you do whatever, or you just got more money than creases and you want to throw it after fireworks, knock yourself out. But I truly am 100% intrigued and want to know how much money you're spending on fireworks. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com, the website, brought to you by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. Great West Texas guy. He's worked with Texas Tech athletes over the decades, multiple decades. He's worked with my own family members. If you feel like you're in need of a chiropractor, you want to feel better, just, whatever, you're a weekend warrior, you're out there playing, God help us, pickleball or, at least something manly like golf, and you're just not feeling quite right, hey, man, give Kevin McAlpin a holler. Tell him we sent you. Also by Golf USA, speaking of golf, the Lubbock City Majors are getting underway this summer right now. If you want to play your best golf, you go to Golf USA, 67th in Indiana. Sometimes you're playing the wrong clubs. And I'm not saying you got to get a whole new set of clubs, but, at least go test them out so they can say, yeah, these probably aren't for you. Then sometimes your clubs are great. And, the grip thing where you hold on to it, hey, if you hadn't re-gripped it since, I'm going to say 2012, you might want to. Golf USA will get you taken care of. And of course, everything on the United chat line. So let's get it in tonight. Your favorite Texas Tech football storylines, most intriguing storylines this summer. As we sit here and go through July, what are you most interested in? What can you not wait to see play out? What is that? Greatest second baseman of all time, talking baseball. Today at second baseman, first base tomorrow, and we're working our way towards pitcher and catcher and all that good stuff. A little talking baseball stuff. Good, bad, and ugly recaps. And then, and I guess if we want to talk about Josh Young and the Rangers, I guess we can. We don't have to. That would be on the bad right now and the ugly. The dude hit just slightly more than I did in the month of June. It's not really good right now for Josh Young. So we begin the story tonight with thumbs up. That's what the OGs give us, the original people in Raiderland. Thumbs up, hearts, everything else. Share it. Invite your people in on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Don't cost nothing. Please, if you're on our YouTube channel, share it. Invite people in. We're so close to 500. That's really, we're trying to get to that. Also on our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, and on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you're on Twitter X, jump in tonight on the conversation. Now, I can't stay for long. Second base, Ryan Sandberg and Joe Morgan. Sandberg, for me, my guy. Well-documented lover of Cubs, 84. Joe Morgan, loved him as a player, hated him as an announcer because everything was about Joe freaking Morgan. He was the Bill Walton of baseball. Or Bill Walton was the Joe Morgan of basketball. Yeah, Joe Morgan, absolute stud. Sandberg, my guy, though. Michael's jumping in on our YouTube channel tonight. Your favorite all-time second baseman. Great. You can go greatest second baseman, favorite second baseman. Rangers, what do you got, by the way? Ranger fans? Got a little Michael Young action over there at second base. Who else you got? Ian Kinsler. Julio Franco. We got a few to choose from over the years. And if anybody can tell me why Lenny Randle should be our favorite second baseman, I'll be impressed. Don Williams, that means he's watching right now. Jackie Robinson, my favorite second baseman of all time. Never saw him play. What do you mean? You're not 89 years old, Michael? But the movie 42 was good. His number is retired in the major leagues. Yeah, it is. So they retired that in the late 90s. And then they have Jackie Robinson Day where everybody wears 42, which I think is the dumbest thing in Major League Baseball, because I'm a old play-by-play guy, and crap, people got to have numbers, right? No, you retire it. Nobody ever wears it again. We don't all wear it on one single day. We don't do that. We retire it. So they grandfathered it in. Did Mariano Rivera wear 42? Can't remember. Did he? Maybe he did. Wasn't a Yankees fan. Law dog, no, law don't go around here. No, Savvy, law don't go around here. Savvy, yeah, winner to the king. Biggio. So I've got Biggio down on the Astros side. I think I did an Astros side. Well, I would have done it. Yeah, no, I actually put it up there with all-time greats. Because Craig Biggio, not only a great second baseman, but he started off as this skinny-looking little kid playing catcher. And then you're like, this doesn't look like a major league catcher. He's like 15, like he won a go to the game with your parents' day, and he got to be on the field with the players. Next thing you know, is a catcher. Biggio on the all-time list. Do you go Biggio or Altuve if you're an Astros fan? Would that be the question? Sandberg for me. Rod Carew would be on my list. And then for Rangers, you got basically Julio Franco, Ian Kinsler, and Michael Young. So who are your all-time favorite second basemen? You give that to us tonight. I am very interested to know your fireworks budget this week. How much are you planning to spend on fireworks? No judgment. Judgment's free zone here. Do what you want to do. I'm not going to spend a dime on it. Mainly because out here, it's usually really dry. And if stuff catches on fire, everything burns up and we don't have a home anymore. So we don't do that where we live. We'll go into town and watch you people burn up your houses, not my house. And then on the football front, we'll ease our way through this as we usher in July, tonight and tomorrow. Your favorite summertime storylines for Tech football. What is it? Is it keeping Baron Morton healthy? Is it the emergence of an offensive line? 8 Red Raiders on the Dave Campbell's all Big 12 team today. A couple of offensive linemen there in San Zambrano. J-Rod at the linebacker spot. Usual suspects. But, is it the emergence of the offensive line? Is it the defensive line? Is it simply the transfer portal players, the TPPs, the primetime transfer portal PTPs? That sounds like something I don't think even we want Dick Vitale getting into that. You string enough of those letters together, and you probably need to go have a prostate exam. But what is the most intriguing story to you if you're a Texas Tech fan as we speak tonight? So we got that. We got greatest second baseman of all time, good, bad, and ugly weekend recaps. Your fireworks budget coming up this weekend. How much are you going to spend? Josh Young struggling with the Rangers, and we can hit this really quick. He had a horrible month, and he's not been very good since he came back from the wrist injury. And you have to ask the question right now, as the average sits at 241, but sub 200 over the last month, 1 home run, 23 games, and just hideous with runners in scoring position. Saturday, I believe, when he made an out, he ended an inning 4 times in a game. Great guy. He's pressing. What are we seeing here with Josh Young? And if you're the Rangers, what are you seeing short-term, long-term? You've got some choices to make. He can be optioned down. As I understand the contract, he can be optioned down. He gets his money. You're not going to do anything right there. All right? It's not going to hurt you if you option him down. You've got a couple of players in the system that you might think could handle that spot the rest of the way. Would you dare trade him? And I say dare. As much as I think Texas Tech fans, and we love Josh, the average Ranger fan looks at Josh as a piece to a puzzle, and I don't know what the reaction would be if they traded him. Now, are you trading at rock bottom value, or are you trading a guy who has value going up? But the Josh Young situation right now, the Rangers, really epitomizes the whole offense that is just substandard and not doing very well. And sadly, as we get further away from the World Series season, Ranger fans, we all have to sit back and say, was it a fluke? Yeah, it was a fluke. All right, get your comments in. Thanks to the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. Jan, $0. Had to buy meds for dogs because people in town don't obey laws and cops don't enforce the law of no fireworks in the city. Here's what I don't understand. So they set up the fireworks stands right outside the city limits. You could have law enforcement 20 yards inside the city limits. Eyeball them buying the fireworks, put them in the vehicle, drive into the city limits. There you go. It doesn't seem that hard, but it's obviously a low priority. They don't care. City doesn't care because, and here's the deal, and it's not like politicians are being bought off or anything. Politicians being bought off. That so many of these people that are making a tremendous amount of money on fireworks sales are schools and all sorts of interesting enterprises that vote in the city of Lubbock and otherwise. Now, I'm not saying anybody being bought off. I mean, there's not like, graft corruption going on. But it has become clear over the last 25, 30 years that there are a lot of organizations that are highly connected, that people in different places don't want the hassle of messing with them. Bottom line. But Jan, I feel for you. We've got a dog who just can't stand thunder, let alone fireworks. We had one, and he passed on a couple of years ago, and he would just, I mean, it's just awful for him, even in the country and stuff. I get it, man. I get the dogs. The cats are like, give me a lighter. Give me a lighter, one of those things that makes noise. I want one. You don't have any opposable thumbs. Doesn't matter. Hold it in my teeth. Light it. We'll make things go boom. That's the way the cats are. So your question tonight, sort of like the cultural index question of old. What's your budget for fireworks? What's the most you've ever spent on fireworks? Fireworks. How much you're intending to spend this go around? Favorite Texas Tech football storylines? For me, as we go through the summer, and we have seen Baron Morton throwing the ball. He's at the Manning Passing Academy camp. What's it called? Passing camp? So, anyways, he's one of them counselors. They bring in all these quarterbacks around the country, and you get to be a counselor at the passing. And David Collier came at 28, had some video the other day of him throwing, and people were like, well, like one of his was like short. No, he threw it on the dime. The receiver ran past the point of catching it. It was on the receiver. For me, the biggest storyline is health of Baron Morton. Is he 100%? If he's 100%, then how do you keep him healthy the rest of the way? Nothing else will matter. An improved offensive line, defensive line. If you can't keep Baron Morton upright for 10 out of 12 games, impactful games, I'm afraid it's not going to matter. It's a quarterback's game still in college football. This year in the Big 12, it is a quarterback league again. After last year was kind of a running back league, it's flipping back to the quarterback league. To me, the story is Baron Morton. Healthy going in, healthy coming out. So the drop down of that, I guess, would be 1A or 1B. How do you do that? Then it would be the offensive line is the next story. Are these guys really good? Why are they good? Why do we think they're good? Well, they came in the portal, and you're paying a bunch of money, and they were pretty good before, and they're going to be good here. Okay. All right. But they're not good until they play, in my opinion. They're not good until they play and show me they're good. Jan back in on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line. Went through the thunder last night. Sad for my baby that just shakes uncontrollably for an hour. Started meds at 1 o'clock today. Get them medicated. Don't worry about it. Throw that Benadryl down there. Give them a shot of Jack. Anything you got. Knock them out. Totally understand. We got one. I came back into our utility area where the washer and dryer are, and that's where she likes to get sometimes. And last night, she'll either get kind of back over by one of the doors, or the door to the dryer was open, and Sadie, our little girl, Sadie, she's maybe goes about 80 pounds. She's a big old Catahoula lab mix. She had decided that she was just going to stand next to the dryer. The door was open and had her head in there. It's got a light on in there, but she just kind of stuck her head in there. I'm like, oh, this is not working out good here. Not going to be very good. Jackie Robinson, all-time great second baseman. Rod Carew. My dad would give you Nellie Fox. And I doubt a single one of you probably even knows who Nellie Fox played for. But my dad grew up in West Texas, in Olton, Texas. And he wasn't a Dodgers fan or a Cardinals fan or a Yankees fan. There were no Astros or Rangers. He grew up a fan of the Chicago White Sox, the Go-Go Sox of the 1950s. And Nellie Fox was like his guy. You know, we talked about it a couple of times. It's like, well, okay, they always had the Yankees on radio or TV or whatever, but somebody had to play them. Well, there weren't that many teams. So he wasn't going to root for the Yankees. So he became a fan of the White Sox in the 1950s. David Collier is finally off the TV studio set and chimes in with Chuck Knobloch and Jeff Kent. Chuck Knobloch, everybody. Houston Bel Air on Knobloch. Jeff Kent, I don't know where he went to high school, but he did play for the Mets and the Giants. Great second baseman. Your favorite second baseman of all time. Greatest second baseman. Alan has chimed in on YouTube. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, you should. It's free. Don't cost nothing. Invite your friends. Honor code suspensions happen all the time for BU athletics. This latest one became public because of the allegations. Alan has done time in Utah. He's intimately familiar with what we're talking about here. And this is the difference between the honor code at BYU and the honor code at A&M. At BYU, in the Mormon Church, they actually enforce it. So people kind of trying to figure out, well, why was Ratzliff going to get a 7-game suspension? He hadn't been charged. There were no, there are allegations, but there were no charges, still no charges, and won't be apparently. How can they suspend him? It's not an NCAA violation. It's not a big, doesn't matter. It's BYU. He admitted to the university to having, wait for it, premarital nocturnal relations. Not to be confused with the doctrine of pre-nocta in the Middle Ages in England and Scotland. But so he admits in his defense against the allegations with can we have alleged allegations? It almost feels like we have alleged allegations here. But he did admit to having what he called consensual sexual relations with that woman. And that was enough for BYU to say, all right, that's 7 games, you're suspended, and he's going to go. I hope he does well at Notre Dame. Notre Dame will not have a problem with this because as long as he comes in and says, well, we didn't use any birth control. See what I did there? Thank you. I'll be here all week. So, yeah, that shakes up BYU just a wee bit on a good team within the Big 12 structure. But I think that was one of the biggest misunderstandings for a lot of people. It seemed like over the last 24, 48 hours of the story, it's not an NCAA deal. It's not a cops deal. It's BYU, and they do have, I'm going to say, a legit honor code. I mean, and they enforce it. And as Alan would say, it's not just athletes. It's students in general. You wore shorts to class. You got to go. Actually, I don't think that's true. That's not true. I don't think they can wear shorts now. Going back into the 1960s, and I'm going to butcher the story, but Jack Dale, longtime voice of Texas Tech basketball, football, baseball, and everything in between, and Bob Nash were calling Texas Tech basketball, and they were playing at BYU. Well, they weren't playing. They were announcing. The team was playing. So they're on the BYU campus. And Bob Nash and Jack, both at the time, were smokers. And the story goes something to the fact, Bob Nash pulls out a cigarette somewhere on campus and begins to smoke. And they are descended upon like the hounds of hell have been let loose there on the campus. Almost, to the point of taken down, tackled, and battered. And Jack would tell the story that, all they could do, they couldn't get off. Like, I guess this was the day of the game. Maybe they had time to go back to the hotel, probably did. And that all they could do was just try to slink back to the hotel and all Nash wanted to do was sit in the car and smoke a cigarette or two before they went to the game. I've butchered the story, but this is a legit story. There in when they were out there, that they were accosted. They were handled. Robert wants to know, why wasn't he a fan of the good guys in pinstripes? I don't know who he was. If you'll tell me who he was, I can tell you why he wasn't a fan of the good guys in pinstripes. About pinstripes, I'm thinking, Cincinnati had pinstripes at different times. A lot of different people. David Collier again. Quebec 28, Red Raider Nation, who's, by the way, if you're on Facebook, make sure you follow the Facebook page for David Collier and Red Raider Nation. They're getting quite active out there. If you want to tie all this together, how about let's go with BYU and Toronto Blue Jays second baseman Danny Ainge, who I still have. For some reason, I got it in my mind when Danny Ainge was in baseball with the Blue Jays to get every baseball card I could that he was going to be famous, because he was going to be famous for playing for the Boston Celtics. It did not work out on either end of that. And then everybody hated Danny Ainge because he was kind of, whiny little, whatever. The terms we would use today. But yeah, I have like 10 different Danny Ainge baseball cards. I would have had like 15, but we would take clothespins and stick them in the spokes of our bikes, and it would make it sound like a motorcycle. And I figured like Danny Ainge extras would be good to do that. CJ will be the quarterback at ND. We don't need him. So you're saying J.R. Jake Retzlaff won't be? Well, we'll see. I don't know. That was the reports. Retzlaff going to Notre Dame. We'll find out. Somebody's going to take him. They always take him. Tomorrow, more Texas Tech storylines, different things that you're interested in. It is, as we emerge into July, that time when we can really stretch our legs and overanalyze everything and underanalyze the important things and just have some fun talking a little football. Tomorrow, first baseman, greatest favorite first baseman of all time. Hi there, Pete O'Brien. We're looking at you in a Texas Rangers uniform all those years. Whatever Big 12 news we have. Have we seen a Rangers lineup yet tonight? Cam Rising can announce the funniest transfer ever tomorrow. Oh, what you did there. That's wrong and beautiful at the same time. And let me say, I, for one, really am enjoying having Utah and BYU in the Big 12 because they are never-ending drama. They are just an absolute grease fire on so many different levels. Their fans hate each other in a way that you can't begin to understand. I mean, it is total internal warfare. It's religious in nature. I mean, let's go where we're watching Texas and A&M hate each other. It didn't have anything to do with the Church of Christ, the Baptist, or the Methodist, or the Lutherans, or whatever. But dang it, that Mormon on Mormon hate, I'm here for it. It is something to watch. And I'm glad that they're in the Big 12 conference. Truly am. Sounds like a line from a song. He's 26 and drinking in a honky tonk, ready to play for the premier program in Utah. Kicking Hippie's ass and raising hell. There you go. Hold on. Like an hour later, I get a text back from people, media types. All right, we've pretty much racked up our allotted amount of time here on the pool table, and I don't feel like handing another $1.50 over and sticking it into the machine. So I'm going to ask you guys to do a couple of important things tonight. One, pay attention to what David Collier's doing on TV and radio and everything. Support that young man. Help him grow his media empire. At Collier on TV, on Twitter, and the Facebook page is growing. Then after that, hey, if you can share what we do and go to our YouTube channel and like that, subscribe, and go to our Facebook page and like that and subscribe, and hit us up on social media on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, and then just share the dog of everything. Invite people and say, hey, we're having fun. Then we'll be back with you tomorrow, Tuesday's Best, on the website in the morning, theraiderland.com. But yeah, the biggest thing you can do, and it doesn't cost anything, it's so easy. And I'm going to say this, not just for me, but every media outlet, media person you enjoy, if they do something you like, or even halfway like, share it, like it, grow it. It doesn't cost you a damn dime, but that's the currency of the modern media. And if you want great stories like what you had at CBSSports.com this weekend or this last week, with Shehan Jayaraja, I'm getting pretty good at saying it. You give them the likes, all of that, share that. That's how their editors, that's how they know it happens. Okay, this is how my advertisers know it works. You buy their products, you tell them that we sent you. You go to their social media pages and you say, hey, we appreciate you being on theraiderland.com. But at the very least, the currency is you hitting like, you hitting share, you growing it, the eyeballs that are on there. So whether it's this channel and what we do or anything else in the media you enjoy, don't think that your likes don't matter. Don't think that hitting share doesn't matter. Truly it does. I tell you, verily, I tell you, it does. So if you can do that for us, that's great. And I'd really appreciate it if you do it for all of our sponsors, and then do it for all of our friends like David Collier, like so many people in the media here in Lubbock that are all good people except for the one or two sore heads, which I may be one. At least that's what I hear. See you tomorrow, theraiderland.com.